Okay, so we are going into penalties in this Chelsea game. Of course, Arsenal have made it to the final. It's unbelievable scenes. We'll talk about the game after the penalty shootout between Chelsea and Frankfurt, because ultimately we will be playing against the winner of this game in Baku in the final in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm really nervous because I don't actually know who I want to play. I think Frankfurt. I think we've got a better chance of beating Frankfurt than Chelsea, but I think at this point, I'm after that game against Valencia, I'm feeling confident that we could probably beat either of them. So I don't know. We're about to see the first penalty right now. It looks like it's going to be Haller, who probably should have scored in extra time. Header off the line by, was it Zappacosta or Azpilicueta, someone like that. Now, last time penalties happened with Chelsea involved, as you know, was when Kepa had that unbelievable game when he was manager for the day at Chelsea. And yeah, it didn't end well for Chelsea, did it? So I'm kind of hoping the same's going to happen here. I want Frankfurt to go through, but I'll take either. I think, you know, we can beat Chelsea. I do think so. We played so well tonight against Valencia. Right, here we go. Haller is about to step up. This is a big moment. If they score the first one, it's a real calming relief feeling to the rest of the squad. Please just don't miss the first one. Oh, that was beautiful. Slides it into the bottom left. Just passes it in. Okay, Chelsea up next. We'll have a look at the replay first. It's a very good penalty. Kepa's gone the wrong way. And it's just a simple penalty. No need to smash it. I'm a big fan of penalties being taken where you just hoof it. But if you are going to pass it into the net, make sure the keeper's going the other way, because if he gets the right direction, he's saving that. So a bit of a risk if you're just passing it in. Just lace it, you know, just lace it into a corner. Okay, so it's Barkley. Here we go. I think he's going to hit the post. Oh, even better. And he shushes the crowd as well. I mean, you can't say anything, but wow, that was an incredible penalty. It's almost perfect. The keeper, I think, got a slight fingertip to it, but you're not going to save it. So up steps Jovic, or Jovic, however you want to say his name. This guy has been, I think, probably the best player in the tournament. He's been unbelievable in this Europa League. And it would be just fitting, wouldn't it, for someone who's been on fire to then miss a penalty when it really matters. He needs to bury this. He looks confident. Here he goes. Oh! Quality. Every penalty's gone bottom left so far as he high-fives the keeper. That was a very, very good penalty. Yeah, it's perfection. Again, keeper's got a slight touch, but it's just too much. Very good penalties so far. Very good. And the Chelsea players all just, oh, it's not going to be saved. I'm afraid that penalty was too good. But now we've got the captain, Azpilicueta, stepping up. Oh, it's saved! Trapp saves it. What was that run up? That was such a stupid run up. He kind of just... No, just run up to the ball and smack it. He's passed it into the bottom right. And Trapp with a strong hand. That is a fantastic save. I don't think it's enough, though. I think we are going to see a miss from Frankfurt. Or at least a save from Kepa. So now we've got De Guzman, ex-Swansea. You know, I remember watching him in the Premier League quite a bit. Who else did he play for? I know he's been at, was it Napoli as well? He's quite an experienced player. All the Chelsea fans don't look happy. I'm so nervous for Frankfurt right now. This would be a huge moment for them. Oh, brilliant penalty once again. Currently 3-1 on penalties to Frankfurt, but Chelsea have an attempt in hand. I mean, Kepa, hopeless. I mean, he's gone the complete wrong way. It is obviously 50-50, but Kepa isn't doing a great job at this point, I would say. It's unlucky though, isn't it? If they go the other way, what could he do? He would have done his homework, I'm sure. So now it's Jorginho One of the best passers in world football, right? Well, is he going to pass this into the back of the net? I've got a bad feeling about this one, you know. Confident run up. Oh, that was pretty class. Little skip, though, just before he hits it. That would have been embarrassing if he missed. Okay, 3-2. They've both had 3 each. Frankfurt so far haven't missed one. That little skip is a really odd one. And it's not a great penalty, but luckily for him and Chelsea, trap's gone the other way. So now who's that? Is that Hinteregger? I think it might be. Defender. Left-footed. I'm predicting a goal here. Now that I've said that, probably going to miss. Isn't it interesting how we've got quite a few defenders taking these? Come on, Hinteregger, don't miss this. Oh my god! He's hit it right down the middle and Kepa hasn't moved. Caught it in between his legs, I think. He stood completely still. Oh, it almost nutmegged him. His knee has literally saved him there. For a moment, that could have probably gone in. He's a lucky boy there, Kepa. You would have liked to have seen his hands come down as well, maybe. Just to close that gap a little bit more. He's hoped, and he's got it right, that the knee would stop it. Now, David Luiz, he hits a hell of a penalty. Bang, yeah. Never in doubt when David Luiz steps up. That guy can smash the ball hard. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think Chelsea are going to win now. I think Frankfurt are about to miss, and then Chelsea will score theirs to go through. Oh, this is tense, isn't it? This really is tense. I haven't even talked about Arsenal yet, and we're already 6 minutes into this video or whatever. Okay, 2 penalties left. Is it going to go to extra penalties? I don't know. This is a big moment. Huge moment in Frankfurt's history as a club. Here we go. What's he going to do? That run up. Oh, it's slow. Misses it. Oh, man. Oh, that is poor. Why do the slow run up? Do you think you're Pogba? I mean, to be fair, it's not a terrible penalty. He's got some decent power on it. It's going into the bottom corner, but Kepa has done a great job there, and he's guessed it correctly. So you've got to give Kepa credit there. But it's not a bad penalty. I just don't like those slow run-ups. But now, of all people, it's Eden Hazard. Their best penalty kick taker. Is he going to score? Yeah, of course he is. Well, there you go then. Arsenal will be playing against Chelsea in the Europa League final. We're going to have an all-English European setup. We're going to have Tottenham and Liverpool in the Champions League final and Arsenal and Chelsea. So the Premier League is back, boys and girls, if any watch. This is pretty amazing, actually. I can't remember the last time the Premier League has been that dominant in terms of placements in Europe. I think yesterday there was a stat going around. It's the first time there isn't a Spanish team in the Champions League final since 2013. First time without a Ronaldo or Messi since 2013 as well. So pretty incredible stuff. So enough of that. Chelsea go through. And all I care about now, I don't care about this final game of the season for Arsenal in the Premier League. Don't care. Play the kids. Play the reserves. It's over. I don't care. I want every single first team player, every player that played tonight and was part of the squad tonight going to Valencia, I want them in their bedrooms studying Chelsea. I want the board and the whole Arsenal club to invest thousands and thousands of pounds into video clips in proper 4K quality with annotations, notes. I want everything on paper for those players. And I want them studying it religiously for the next few weeks. Because if we blow this, if we lose to Chelsea in the Europa League final, I will not be able to go on Twitter for weeks, maybe even months. That will be embarrassing. Okay, right, let's talk about the positives. Because tonight was an incredible result for Arsenal. 4-2 on the night. And you have to bear with me. I've got this nasty cold again, so I'm trying to not cough and stuff and spew my guts everywhere. But 4-2 on the night. I was pretty nervous when we started, actually, because they got an early goal. And remember, going into this game, they only needed a 2-0 win. So they had that away goal at the Emirates. It was absolutely vital that we scored tonight. And when they got their early goal, Twitter went into meltdown for a couple of minutes there, just like, yeah, here we go. It was, 12 minutes in? But thankfully, a couple of minutes later, a certain Aubameyang, who you could argue was very poor recently for us, especially against Brighton at the weekend. It didn't go very well in front of goal for him, but he's done the job tonight because he's actually picked up a hat-trick. Lacazette as well, scoring, of course. We managed to make it 1-1. And from that moment, I think we were in control of the game, which was huge because when they're 1-0 up, if they make it 2-0, you know there's only going to be one winner. You'd be stupid to think that Arsenal would still be in it because our heads would have dropped and that would have been the end of our season. So I'm very grateful that we do have Lacazette and Aubameyang up top. I mean, the two of them scored all the goals tonight. Aubameyang was, I think, man of the match by quite some distance. Lacazette a close second because he works so hard, and I'm so glad that we've got those two because without them tonight, I don't think we would have done it. I thought Ozil was relatively poor. I mean, you can see the lineup up here. It wasn't the confident Ozil that you'd like to see in a big game like this, but I'm not surprised because how often do we say that Ozil hasn't shown up? He went off and showed more passion in that moment. When he got subbed, he showed more passion in that 10 seconds than he did for the rest of the game. He was shushing the crowd, okay? So he will start the final unless he picks up an injury or something, but I'm hoping for a big performance from him against Chelsea now. I am a little bit concerned that we got Chelsea. It's one of those games we could go into it all guns blazing, excuse the pun, and win it comfortably, or we could turn up and not turn up, if that makes sense, and just, oh no, I don't even want to think about that. We have to win that game. There's no two ways about it. Now, there's a couple of things I want to mention. Petr Cech conceded 3 over the 2 legs, 2 tonight, of course. Could have been better at times, but I don't think he was too bad. Again, the same old argument comes up. Why are we divvying out the competitions like we are? Why are we letting Cech have this competition, Leno have this competition? Why are we not playing Leno? Should he start the final? Should we be bringing in Leno, our best keeper, or should we stick with Cech? He said it himself, he wants to finish his career because don't forget, he's retiring this summer. He's not moving from Arsenal, he's retiring from football. He wants to finish it by lifting the trophy. And he says it's fate that he would come up against Chelsea, and that's actually happened now. So emotionally, you kind of want Cech to have that possibility, to have that moment. But professionally and your brain is telling you to put Leno in goal because he's our best goalkeeper. And we're more likely to win the game. We're more likely to keep a clean sheet with him in goal. So it's a difficult one. I already know the answer. Cech will play. He'll play. There's no denying it. So I thought I'd bring it up because you know how I feel. Leno would be in that team straight away. No emotion involved. This is football. It's a business at the end of the day, which is sad, but it is. You know, we're going for a result here. We're not trying to send off Petr Cech. It's not a game for him. It's a game for Arsenal Football Club and a chance to actually win a Europa League final, which would be massive for us. Gets us back in the Champions League, of course. Another player I want to mention is Maitland-Niles because he showed great character tonight. The first 15 minutes or so, he was getting ripped apart. The guy's legs must have been dead by the end of this game. He's a great, great hard worker. He's a hard grafter. This guy is a raw talent. He's not scared to put in a challenge, and fair play to the guy because after the first 15 minutes, I'm sitting there thinking, God, he's going to be our weakness. And the rest of the game, he composed himself and he did really well. So big shout to AMN. I like him. I think he is playing out of position. I think he would be an asset down the middle. You know, almost like a Torreira type player that's just going to be helping out defensively. He's very quick, very agile and good going forward as well. But he's done a great job. He really has. He could have easily had such a knock on his confidence from the first 15 minutes that the rest of the game he was just going to get beat. But no, he didn't let it get to him. He did really well. Who else did I want to talk about? I think that might actually be it in terms of points I wanted to make on players that started. I thought Guendouzi came on and did a really good job. I'm not so sure Mkhitaryan did. Mkhitaryan is a talented player, there's no doubt about it, but when he's bad, he's bad. The few minutes that he was on, was it 15, 20 minutes? Just, nah. Sorry, Mkhitaryan, but no. He just isn't very good. I don't know, man. When he's playing well, he's unstoppable, and that's similar to Aubameyang. You know, Aubameyang is one of those players where when he's on it, he is on it. Okay, he's on it. Proper striker. Gabonese Ronaldo, okay? But Mkhitaryan, those games where he's on it are so far apart from each other. I mean, I'm talking 1 in 10 games where he's almost unplayable. It's just not good enough for the amount of money that we're paying per week to have him. And it's the same for Mesut Ozil. So it wouldn't surprise me if one of those, if not both, will be out of the club come this summer. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if we can't move them on because their wages are so high, and it's just not a good value for money investment, is it? For another club to go, yeah, let's throw 300 grand a week at Mesut Ozil. The guy's gonna be 31 soon. I don't know. But overall, you can't really go wrong with the performance. The first 15 minutes weren't great, but the rest of the game we controlled it. I thought Xhaka did a pretty decent job with Torreira in midfield, and as usual, I'm a big fan of this 3-4-3, 3-1-4-2, whatever it is. It worked very, very well today. I noticed in the first half we actually had Aubameyang and Lacazette pretty far out wide, and it was actually Mesut Ozil pushing forward down the middle, almost playing as a false 9. I don't know if that was just because of something Valencia do, if it was something to combat them, but it worked. I think Emery really got his tactics right, and he is the master of the Europa League, don't forget. He's won it a good few times. So hopefully when we go to Baku in a couple of weeks, it'll be the same result for him again. Hopefully he'll be winning it again. And hopefully the week after that, we'll see a Liverpool Champions League win. So Tottenham go another season with nothing, even though they've completely eclipsed us this season. There's no doubt about it. The gap is massive at this point in time because of them getting to the Champions League final. Ajax or not, they've had a very tough run in, and credit to them. But if they finish this season with nothing, which I don't think they're going to beat Liverpool, and we win the Europa League, then it's not a great result. Liverpool winning the Champions League, as bad as it is, I'd take it over Tottenham, of course I would. And us winning the Europa League, it really would be a good end to what has been an absolutely woeful final 5 or 6 weeks to the season. So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to go before my throat actually explodes. It's very painful. I hate having colds, and I'm getting so many of them recently. It's the perk of being a diabetic. You just pick up everything. But thank you so much for watching. Unbelievable results. Fair play to Chelsea. They've gone through in penalties. It's going to be a hell of a game in the final, and I cannot wait for that one.